Oh, what's up, guys? I hope you are having a good night. I've been not feeling good the last couple of days. I'm really not feeling that good today, but I wanted to get this video out because I ain't posted in 3 days. But I was gonna do the wish list for the Tennessee Titans, my favorite team, and at first I'm gonna talk about what Solid and Dayball. I think those are two really great hires, especially not having uh, a coach like that has experience throughout. And I mean, I don't think Solid with New York Jets was a bad coach, and he's been a great defensive coordinator with the 49ers. And Dayball, I didn't think he was that bad this year with the Giants, and they look especially Jackson Dart. He looked a lot worse without Dayball. But I don't think they're complaining too much with getting Harbaugh. So I'm going to try to go through this video without sneezing, or I know I sound pretty bad, but I know I'm going to be sniffling and shit, but it is what it is. Um, yeah, I think two great hires. I think if you think about defensive coordinators in the league, Salah's probably second or third. I know it really didn't work out with the Jets, but he had Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers wanting to bring all of his players, his former players, and I just don't think it worked out as they expected. But their defense was hurt the year. They had to use Zach Wilson, and they got 7 wins. And then they hired, I think it was Halfley or somebody. I can't remember wasn't he Broncos or something like that. And they hired him and didn't do that good his final year, and he got fired. Dayball, I thought he had a. They beat their most surprising win was the Eagles with Dayball, and he looked the best with. I hope that I know I'm all over the place right now, but I hope my wish list for these coaches. I hope, especially for Cam Ward, I hope he runs more this next year instead of falling back in the pocket, and throwing. I hope he uses his legs more because he's got really good legs. He's not the fastest quarterback I've ever seen, but he's got really good mobility, and I hope they use that more in the Dayball system like they did with Dart. But he's got a great deep ball. I'm going to talk about free agency first because that's what's coming up. It's coming up in a month and a half. So I'm going to talk about that first. I think my wish list personally would be I don't think they'll get all three, but I really hope, which I don't think they will in this first one. I hope they get George Pickens, but with the way Salah's been talking, they want, and GM Mike Borgonzi, the way they've been talking, I seriously don't believe they'll get him because they don't. What's the word for that? They want a personality that fits their organization. And I don't know if Pickens' personality really fits what they want in a receiver, but that's the one I really want the most because, I mean, if you're the Cowboys, you really don't want to be in the Bengals situation because your defense is kind of similar to what the Bengals was a couple years ago, and you got an older quarter. And difference between the Bengals and the Cowgirls is that Dak Prescott's a lot older than Joe Burrow, so you really don't want to be in that spot. So I have a hard feeling that they're not going to sign Pickens, but I don't know if it would be the Titans that would get him. I would be willing. I know they're in a crappy cap space situation, the Bills are, but I have a feeling that he would go there somewhere like that. But I don't know. Another one is Kyle Pitts. You really need if you've seen, I don't know if you've seen it around the league, but you really need a 1-2 punch with your tight ends, and I'm not confident they're going to sign If y'all didn't know, Chico, our number one tight end. And then we drafted Gunnar Helm at last year's draft from Texas. Really great player. I like him a lot. I just don't know if he's going to be like the confirmed all with the great tight ends like in years past, like Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, Gronk, like those top echelon right now. Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, and probably somebody else I'm forgetting. But yeah, and the problem I have with that is with Brian Daboll with the Giants. It seems like he used Theo Johnson a little bit this year, but it seemed like he's not really. I feel like I go back to the Giants too much with the offense, but it seems like he didn't really use tight end that much, so that's why I have not a great feeling of him getting him. So I like both of those. I think those would be great fits, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The other one at receiver I could think of the most, actually two of them, Romeo Doubs, I think would be a great pairing with DK because they're same type of build receivers, but they're very different type of receivers. Like one's really fast, one's a better route runner than the other, and one's I've seen Romeo Doubs drop some passes he shouldn't, but both very different receivers is basically what I'm trying to get at. And another one is I've just liked him a lot, and he's a free agent this year, but I have a feeling that this team will want to sign him back. Probably not, he's probably not an expensive receiver here either. Like, I would see him getting like a 2-year, $50-something million deal, which nowadays that's honestly not that expensive because we paid Calvin Ridley, I think, I'll look it up. But I think we paid Calvin Ridley a pretty expensive deal, even though he really didn't deserve it from Jacksonville. But I'll have to see. Calvin, no, not Carlton Davis. Calvin Ridley's salary. Just look him up. I liked him a lot with the Falcons, but then he had that 1 year where he got suspended. Yeah, it was a 4-year, $92 million contract featuring $15 million guaranteed. That could sound about right for Jawan Jennings, but with his age, let's see what Jawan Jennings, how old is he? I think he's 28 or 29. I could be wrong. I probably am. No, I'm saying it. It's a Jauan. Yeah, he's 28. So he will be 29 on this year's season. But I like him a lot. He could probably get about the same and be a better production. And he played at Tennessee. Yeah, he played at Tennessee. And he's got that crazy play. I think it was against Georgia, where the Hail Mary with Josh Dobbs. It was pretty crazy where threw a Hail Mary and he caught it in the end zone. I'll never forget that play. And he's from Tennessee, Cohen, Tennessee. So I think that one honestly makes the most sense. But I wouldn't pay it. It's kind of weird. Unlike George Pickens, I wouldn't pay attention to. He's just a fiery person. He just got a fiery personality. He's a very fiery guy. And he's a really good player. I would love to have him on the Titans. I don't know what they're going to do at receiver because they losing Brandon Ayuk. I just don't see him as a possibility at all, honestly. But I know somebody will pick him up. If you want to take a really high chance, I could see get him going to the Jets or something like that. But at guard, I really don't see us do anything there. Maybe in the draft, but we got, what's his name? I'm going to look up Titans roster. Dude out of small school. I do remember that. He's out of a very small school. He played a little bit this year. Titans roster. Played a little bit this year. He didn't play much. He was a rookie last year. Let's see. Is it Slater? Rashawn? No, not Rashawn Slater. Something Slater, I think. No, Jack. Okay. Come on, Mom. Okay. Whatever. Just get off my damn screen. Or X. Can I do that? Yeah. What's his name? Jackson Slater. That's his name. Guardy out of Sacramento State. Yeah, I don't know if you expect me to remember that, but that's hard to remember. I don't remember anybody drafted from Sacramento State. Udo was pretty good. I think he could be he played some tackle this year. I wouldn't mind keeping him either. I don't think he's a free agent. I like Udo. Howard played all right this year. Kevin Zeitler, I think he will go to a Super Bowl contender or retire. Corner, honest to God, I have no idea what we're doing at corner this year. Blake Hance wasn't too bad. I have no idea what they're doing at corner next year. Really have no clue. But like the biggest cuts, I think it's pretty obvious what the biggest cuts are for the Titans. It would be Ridley and Snead and Pollard. I think that would be the kind of obvious cuts. But, I mean, you could also see Jalen Armour-Davis is a small one. He didn't play that good in his stint. I think that especially Ridley, and I could see Pollard getting cut because I think you get like $8 million or something. Quite a bit of money in savings. But I don't know if this new regime would want to have him on the roster, but especially for Calvin Ridley, I think that's a guaranteed cut without a doubt. I don't see him coming back at all. But L'Jarius Sneed, I can 100% see coming back. Conquo, I could see coming back. He's a free agent. But I would like to have somebody. I don't know. I think Kyle Pitts would fit the offense. I don't know. But I don't know if I see them pushing tight ends as much as I would like them to. Even though Gunnar Helm could have a great breakout in year 2, but I don't know. We'll just have to see on that. But I just wanted the Titans to draft Kyle Pitts when he was at Florida coming out. I just thought he was a great player, and I still do. He definitely has his bright moments, and he definitely has his really crappy moments, but I think he's a really great tight end. Just somebody to be scared of in this offense. I just feel like there's nobody like teams fear when you see the offense. There's good players. DK, Iomanner, Cam Ward, Gunnar Helm. There's good players on the offense, but I just feel like there's nobody where like you struggled to game plan for them in a sense. But yeah, I could see them. I'm gonna predict right now. If I had a prediction, they probably. I don't think they get Pickens or Ayuk, which are the top free agent wide receivers without a doubt. I never thought like Ian Pierce. I would say Alec Pierce, but I don't know. I feel like the Colts are going to re-sign him back and have Pierce and Downs. as they're 1-2, and Michael Pittman's going to be on his way out the door, even though he's a solid receiver. He's not a bad receiver. So the Titans want to pick him up too. I wouldn't be mad at all, even though I'm not a huge fan of the Colts. But I mean, and I feel like the one that makes sense the most is Wan'Dale Robinson and Breece Hall, just because Brian Daboll and Robert Saleh have connection with them, and both of them has been in their system. So even though Robert Saleh is not coaching really the offense, but he said it in his press conference that he's coaching both. So we'll have to see on that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Wan'Dale Robinson, especially, even though I'm not a huge fan of at all of getting players, especially Alec Pierce has had decent seasons before this, but I'm just not a huge fan of like a Wan'Dale Robinson type, where you go like 300, 400 yards and they have their breakout season when they hit free agency. I just feel like that. Honestly, that never works when giving them a huge contract, but I feel like the Titans have to do that. Maybe not with their coaching staff, but I feel like the Titans would have to do that with their roster. And that's what I'm a big worrisome on. That's when I'd rather have people that that will do pretty good, like Pitts, Pickens, Romeo Dobbs, Dewan Jennings. I'd rather have somebody like that instead of, even though they're a lot younger, Wan'Dale Robinson, Alec Pierce. Because Alec Pierce, he's just, and I feel like we have a similar, even though he's shorter, we have a similar player in DK. But I don't know. We'll just have to see on that. But yeah, I like all those. Defense, Jamel Dean. I could see a trade for Kayvon Thibodeau. As I've said in the past, I really like him. I really don't think we'll have to see with John Harbaugh, but I really don't think that they gave him a huge chance to succeed. He's only 25. I could see them trading him. I liked him coming out of Oregon a lot. Like, he's really not broken out with the New York Giants. That would be a scaresome thing. He had 2.5 sacks this year. He had that breakout season in 2023 where he had 11.5, but he's really not been, if you think about it, he's really not really played for them a lot since that 2023 season where I think they made the playoffs that year. I think that would be a great pickup for a trade, like a 4th-round pick for him, something like that. The one they got from the Ravens, I would love that pickup. Like a 4th-round pick, the pick they got from the Ravens. So they don't have to, I would love Ruben Bain, but you always need depth at edge. Like, you're never going to have if you don't have depth at edge, just like depth at corner. You always need depth at corner. You always need depth at edge. I would really like him for my wish list pick. For my trade piece that I would really like to have, it would be him. And I'm going to talk about one more player on the offense real quick, which I think he could be traded to, and is DJ Moore. It wouldn't be because they got Roma Dunze. They got Luther Burden, and I don't know if they want to keep his contract. Let me see. Oh my God. No, it's not what I'm trying to click. I apologize if y'all hear that. I have no idea what they're doing else. No stats. No contract. Probably a contract. See what his contract is. 4-year, $110 million deal, 81 mil guaranteed. I wouldn't like him because he's not. But you could also say we have a receiver like. I'm not saying I'm not comparing him, but we have a similar kind of receiver, just in the second year, in Alec Eilman, kind of similar playing style to him. But I wouldn't mind him at all. Let's see. I want to see his full contract, like in all of it. I think he's guaranteed money until 2028 or something like that. His cap hit in 2026 is 28 mil. I don't see them holding on to him. Like, you could probably trade a 5th round pick to get him, but you would have to pay his contract. So I don't know if the Titans would be willing to do that. But we'll just have to see. I like him a lot. I wouldn't mind him at all. Just somebody in that receiver room that has experience besides a year of experience. And that's better than Van Jefferson. Like, I would just like somebody that's better than Ben Jefferson with the experience in that room. No offense to him. I thought he was a pretty good prospect coming out of Florida. But yeah, my prediction right now is unless it's like a cheaper guard that has a lot of experience, I just don't see them getting an offensive line. You paid too much to Dan Moore to do that, and I can see them getting somebody with depth. Slater at guard. I wouldn't be surprised if he started next year at all, and getting somebody in the draft. But my prediction right now is getting a wide receiver, like maybe 2. I'm pretty confident that they'll get 1 wide receiver in free agency, but maybe 2. I can see. I'm really leaning towards Jawan Jennings right now as the receiver that the Titans will push to get the most. I'm really leaning Jawan Jennings or Romeo Dobbs. That's the 2 I'm leaning the most right now. But my wish list is George Pickens. Absolutely, George Pickens. I'd pay him towards the range of Jamar Chase to get him. I really would. If I was the Titans, I mean, pay him like a 4-year, 100. I would pay him $100-something million, to be honest with you. I think he's that good a receiver. I think he's hitting his prime. I don't even think he's in his prime yet, but he's hitting his prime. And when do the Titans get a receiver that's hitting their prime, that you pretty confident on what you can rely on? And I think you would go great with Chimere DK. And you can honestly get like an Omar Cooper or something like that in the draft. I think would be good. That would fix your wide receiver room for years and years to come. I just think Alec Eilman, I think I really liked him coming out of the draft. I actually predicted him before I had this channel, but I predicted him to be drafted by the Titans. But after watching him this year with the Titans, I just don't know how much he can improve. Even though he wasn't a bad receiver. I mean, he had 40 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, it's not bad a rookie season, but I just don't know how much he can get better. DK, I think, can be beyond what you think for him. I think he could honestly be a 2 or a 1, but I just don't have that confidence in Alec Eilman right now, honestly. But yeah, I think my in corner, I think it would be Jamel Dean, or Alontae Taylor out of the Saints. I mean, they have the most cap space right now, so I mean, they're just going to have to hit on free agency is basically what I'm saying. That's why I've spent so long on free agency. But my wish predictions right now would be Juwan Jennings, Jamel Dean, and if they cut Tony Pollard, I wouldn't be surprised if they push hard for Breece Hall. That's my prediction right now. Yeah, that would be my predictions right now. I don't know how to do this draft part, man. I really don't, because I'll try to do it. Like I'll show y'all. Actually, I know how to do it. I'll show y'all who I think the Titans will draft, or would be a good fit for the Titans. I don't know. PFF, you gotta pay for. Is it bugging out? I can't tell. If I had to choose right now for this fourth pick for the Titans, I would probably had to choose, if he's available. Um, Probably Ruben Bain, man. I really would love to see Ruben Bain on this Titans roster, paired with Jeffrey Simmons. We still got Femi. I mean, I forgot about to tell y'all about Femi Oladejo. I mean, he's been on IR most of the year, so I mean, it's been a really learn it type of year for him. I mean, he played like the first 4 games, I think, something like that. I think he got hurt a Ram. No, was it a Rams game? I can't remember, but I do remember him playing the first game against the Broncos. Other than that, I'm not really too confident on what he played. Yeah, Ruben Bain, I would have really loved for them to do. But yeah, I think it would be Ruben Bain right now. Yeah, I don't really think I can do the draft on this one, so I'm just going to tell you what I would pick. I think we have the 35th pick for the second one. Yeah, the 35th pick. Since we drafted edge, I could see them getting a receiver, but if they get 2 receivers, I wouldn't see them draft. That's why I think they're going to get 2 receivers in the free agency, because there's not many great receivers. I mean, not many great corners in free agency. So that's why I could honestly see them. And that's our 2 biggest needs. Our 2 absolute biggest need to fix is corner and receiver room. I hate autoflip, bro. But I can see a Blake Miller if you want to put him at guard. The second pick, Chris Burrell, I can see. Keith Adderley, I could see. Chris Johnson, I could see. Jennings Dunker, if they want him at guard, that could be an option. Linebacker, I could see as an option, but I'm not too confident in the second round. Anthony Hill, I would like a lot. Like, if they go for offense in free agency, I can see them doing this as a mainly defensive draft. It's mainly an offensive draft last year, so I really could see them doing a defensive draft this year. And I feel like there's better defensive players in this draft than offensive players. But yeah, I could see Anthony Hill. I just don't know if they're. I could see a. If we don't do receiver, I could see a Branch in the second round. Like I said, Blake Miller, Pawns. I think not Mike Sala. Jesus Christ. Robert Sala. I think we really like a Pawns type of player. Zion Young, I really like. Surratt, I really like. AJ Halsey, I'm a huge fan of him. I think he can go in the first round. I'm really high on AJ Halsey. Maury Ramsey, I don't know if they would do safety. Keontae Scott, I like him a lot in the late third. Yeah, I like those players a lot. But if I had to guess, probably I wouldn't be shocked if they go with guard. If Colton Hood is there at 35, I would say Colton Hood. But then again, would they want a receiver? Would they want he's got first round talent, but would they want a corner that's been hurt? With how much Snead's been hurt? That's just a big question that I would think about before drafting Colton Hood. And I think he is, like, if he makes it to the second round, I think he would be the number one corner second round. Now, I think it would be a no-brainer on who they picked. Let's go to I think I'm going to do the top third-round picks. Day 1 and day 2. I can't remember what we are on this one. We're 66. 66. So I did Hood, Bain. Do we think Bell will drop that far? Omar Cooper, I think should be the pick. If Omar Cooper was there at what was it, 65 or something like that? 66. If Omar Cooper is there at 66, I would put it in without even thinking about it. Wait, is the Raiders near us? No. Oh my God, yeah. Raiders are at 67. Yeah, that would make a ton of sense, man. Sniped him from the Raiders. And then I bet you Raiders would pick him here at 67. So sniped him from the Raiders makes a lot of sense too. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Omar Cooper in the third round. If not him, Keontae Scott, if he's here, but I don't think he's gonna be here late. I don't think he's gonna be in the third round. I really don't. Deontay Lawson, I like a lot. Derek Moore, I like. Eli Stowers, if they don't go tight end, I would like a lot. Jake Slaughter for an interior offensive line, just in case, I like a lot. Michael Trigg, I like a lot. I've seen a lot of his tape. Jacob Rodriguez, I wouldn't mind here. Harold Perkins, if we're going for a fourth rounder, I wouldn't mind Harold Perkins in the fourth round. Yeah, right there. I wouldn't mind him either. But yeah. The first 3 picks would be Colton Hood, Ruben Bain, and Omar Cooper. I think that would be